The video you're about to watch is rather a unique happening in the history of the Australian Professional Rodeo Association. It's the first really full-scale veterans rodeo that's been promoted in the 47-year history of the association. And the action and the entries were beyond the expectations of the promoters. There was champions from the mid-50s right through. You can say the decades of the 50s, the 60s and the 70s. And all these men came together and competed, and the action was first class. Possibly one of the best rides was Gani Beresford, the 1975 bronc riding champion, when he placed second in the saddle bronc riding event. And another exceptional good ride was by Dave Chilcott in the bareback bronc riding. 2 or 3 jumps out, Dave was grinning all over his face and riding back in the old style he used to have. The oldest competitor there was Jack Sullivan, down from the Territory. Jack competed in the early 50s, right through into the 60s, and he was a top competitor. And Jack had entered for the saddle bronc riding at 63 years of age. It's a marvelous effort in professional rodeo and a sport that's highly dangerous. The horses don't get any older, it's the cowboys that do. And Jack Sullivan, although he bucked off, he put up a great determined effort and he really looked the part. Another feature about the rodeo was the number of clowns. There were 6 clowns there at the rodeo, and with one of the originators, Bluey Bostock. The night before the rodeo was one of the most important events of the whole year for the cowboys. There was a reunion at the Wilsonton Hotel Motel, and all the old riders and the wives and friends gathered up, and it was one of the best nights ever was. People had met who hadn't seen each other for 20 years. The ladies on the door gave us a bit of an advantage. They put name tags on us because some of them were looking better now than they did 20 years ago, and we didn't recognize them. But it was a great night by all, and the friendship and the camaraderie of gathering together and talking over old times. A lot of horses got ridden that night, a lot of bulls, but it was a great night.
There are very few people in life that can say that they have spent their life in this sport. Our association still enjoys your involvement as patron. RM, with this beautiful leather plaque from the board and members of the APRA, we would like to say thank you for a lifetime contribution. And I'm proud to be friends with him.
Thanks, Colin. I don't see many of the old folk here, but there are some who were with us in the beginnings. I note that the boys who really did the work, like Basil Golan and Danny Edwards, I think they've passed on. But it is good to know that some of the old folk were able to come today. I'm very pleased. I've enjoyed it very much. Thank you very much, Colin.
Well, that's enough talking from me. Let's go to the videotape now and watch the action as it's called by top rodeo announcer Ted Hinds and also by radio personality Al Smurden.
But in this event, he sits there with one hand on the bull rope. He must remain in that position for 8 seconds, and he must not touch the bull with his free hand, touch any part of his equipment. He told me the other day, Ted, he said, I didn't rodeo as hard, I didn't travel as hard because I had a family, I had a business, a grazing business. But he has had, over the last year, 3 world champions working for him. That says something for this cowboy, John Osbourne Sr. Look at him ride. Hang in, Johnny. Come on, support him. Can he make it there? I just did not realize I'd see him ride a bull and survive. Give him a big hand from Warwick, Queensland, John Osbourne Sr. He sent his son to America to learn the roping trade, got a cowboy scholarship in America. He's done a super job with the APRA management through Warwick office, and it's a tremendous thrill to see John Osbourne Sr. get a score in the Brahman bull ride. This is one smiling character. If ever there was a good guy to go down the road, whether it was, we always called him young Johnny Poole. He always looked like he was about 16. Here he is, make him welcome. Come on, let's ride with him from Victoria, John Poole. On the old dairy bull out there, ride him like a winner. There's a whistle. Give him a big hand at the old-timers champion of championship, John Poole. Does it one more time. Oh, the delight on that man would be unbelievable. A lovely wife there to support him. Good on you, Rob. She's relieved now. Hell, he's done it one more time. I can live with a brute for another 10 years before some guy gets a deal. Go on another old-timers radio. Chute number 4 is Bob Hart on the wreck air chute. Good on you, Bobby. Riding it. Look at the Australian style here. Get on with him, boy. Lay Bob! Oh, the first buck off went to Bob Hart. Give him a big hand. He had to test the ground. He's disappointed too. He wanted to get him covered. Good on you, Bob. Great to have you in the lineup. And if you'd like to meet with these guys, you've seen them now. Talk to them behind the chutes. Wander around, meet them up there at the Carlton Bar. They'll tell you the thrills and spills of rodeo. We've got some action over here in the time box end. That old bull's got his head put somewhere where it shouldn't be, but he's okay. Here it is. Don't miss the action now as he makes the comeback at Toowoomba. Teddy Martin from Woodridge, Queensland, looking good. Hey! Now can we get him off? There it is, magnificent. Give him a big hand. Teddy Martin here enjoying rodeo as it should be. There's a lot of love, a lot of care and a lot of sharing here today, and Teddy Martin's got it done. And the numbers come through. Will he go beyond 64 set by John Poole? We're enjoying just the first half of the bull riding action here. We do have another 6 in the final session this afternoon. How about this for scores? Hey, look out, Troy Dunn. Martin might make a professional comeback. He scores 71, big numbers. Ted Martin from Woodridge, Queensland, leads with 71. And the gate cracks again. Here we go. Tommy McIver, ladies and gentlemen, is moving out. Riding Tom, but where was Tom? We did get to see him. Give him a big hand. He will appear on television momentarily. But in addition to his bull riding skills, a great writer of songs, he has a new cassette out, and I'm sure you'll meet and shake hands with Tom McIver as he looks to get $15 from you for this kind of music. And $5 of that price goes to the Davy Johnson Appeal Fund. Very rich property down in the Lowood area. Tarampaway. Yes, Stewie McPhee. Look at the stout former New Zealander. Put it together. Keep it going, Stewie. Just a little while. Isn't he a rugged and durable cowboy from Tarampa, Queensland? Stuart McPhee. Woo! Sinead can rest easy again. And Letitia, who is developing her own career, the daughter of Stuart, developing her career in rodeo. She's proud of her father here this afternoon. We too certainly are. Gary couldn't make it, unfortunately. He's busy putting together one of the richest rodeos on the Australian circuit this weekend at Lismore Showground. 58 for Stuart McPhee, 58 points, scored by Evan Houston and the Iron Man of rodeo, Jim Pearce of Toowoomba, New South Wales. 58 for Stuart McPhee, 55 for Osbourne, 64 for John Poole. The leader, Teddy Martin on 71. Do we have some more down there? We have another one to go. That will be Graham Heffernan, I think. And Graham is proud to come out of chute number 1. Here he is, make him welcome. Come on, Heffer, riding the bull. Look at the action on him. Lean back, son, lean back. Those bones are copping it down there. Look at him go, isn't he a rugged cowboy? Graham Heffernan, we salute you, and thanks for producing this entertainment. Thanks for that wonderful round of applause for a wonderful guy, Graham Heffernan. Thank God we didn't get him wrecked on a bull. He runs the show, he owns the show. He's ready now to fire it right the way through to the finish. Good on you, Graham. We'll just get that score before we move to the calf roping. Final call now for the chute attendants in the time box area. 74! He leads. Give him a big hand. Heffer, that bull was travelling 10 feet high. That's what you're going to do now, right? That is green. If that comes from a Brahman bull, he'll be stained for life.
I think they've shrunk since last time.
You think they've been shrunk since last time?
Look.
You losing weight, Blue. You losing weight, that's good. You're going to do some magic, Rusty, right?
I'm going to go first.
What are those magic words, boys and girls? That's it. Abra something.
Abracadabra.
Yeah.
Alakazam.
Alley. That's it.
Big smoke puff.
Big smoke puff. We don't have smoke heat. Now the focus change. You see if it works. See if it works. You show us now.
The green one turned yellow.
Yay!
And the yellow one turned green.
Get him a big hand in, Bruce. That's it. Abracadabra. Alakazam.
Hey!
Where's this rabbit?
You got him hiding somewhere.
He's got one there somewhere. You haven't got a rabbit there, Rusty.
I never had a rabbit.
You never had a rabbit. It's got to be there. Bluey, I reckon it's there somewhere.
There's a bit of livestock.
A bit of livestock.
He was a magic man on saddle broncs and bareback horses. In recent times, his family have introduced him to this roping business. We welcome, and would you put your hands together, please, from his base at Gundawindi, Mr. Colin Mctaggart, ladies and gentlemen. There he comes. Good call. Get him caught, son. And he carries one rope, and he's got a miss. Give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen, doing a super job as president of the Australian Professional Rodeo Association. Travels internationally to represent the sport. We introduced this man first here in Womble at St Vincent Rodeo. His first rodeo when he came across from New Zealand back in the early 70s. Bruce Ryan, ladies and gentlemen. Get it on him, Bruce Ryan. Dedicated. Rubber gets a catch. Puts his calf down beautifully. Now he's got to get out on the rope in time. Has he got the energy now and the wind and the stick ability to get him tied? Bruce Ryan, he had so much determination, Bruce. He didn't get himself a title, but won a lot of friends in Australia. Bruce Ryan, formerly of New Zealand. And that action, Alf, will be on the videotape from CB Productions.
Yes, indeed, all the memories from this weekend on the great videotape. Look at the work of that horse. His spears here on the land comes from that video. Available just $49, all the memories of this great weekend, including the reunion dinner last night, available from CB Video. $49.
I don't know. I'll work it out. Please make welcome out there, clearing the arena. This year's representative of the sport here in Australia and overseas travels the length and breadth of the country promoting rodeo. A lovely lady who came up through the Appaloosa horse world into rodeo and barrel racing and breakaway roping. Would you put your hands together, please, for Miss Rodeo Australia, Sharon Patton. Great to have you with us, Sharon. Look at that beautiful smile. And that's the lady who helps out with the exceptional rodeo we had yesterday for the pony riding for the disabled kids. Murray Whitwell came out here to live in Australia about 86. Used to come across here every winter in rodeo. Murray Whitwell, formerly of New Zealand, joining his Australian cowboys here. Just qualifies for the old-timer section. Got to know a lot of the guys travelling the circuit, then would zap back to New Zealand to the farm. It's good to have him, his entry here in the roping. Give him a big hand. Murray Whitwell picks up his goggles and heads back to the horse. Good to have you with us, Murray Whitwell.
Qualified by only 2 weeks, Ted.
By 2 weeks, isn't it, Tony? And the times are coming up, Alf. Murray's time, 16.59. 16.59. Yeah. 16.59. And a technical hitch. Colin Mctaggart, we understand, has to do a rerun. Sorry, Bruce Ryan, was it? Might have got a rerun.
Technical Whitman Saddlery has recently extended. Eyes on the calf.
Yeah, Bruce again. He does every damn run the same, doesn't he? He doesn't change. Give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Bruce Ryan. He came here and got 2 runs for his money. 12.38. And the official time, 12.38. And he is definitely 38 years of age. Still can rope a calf in 12.38. And he leads with some good ropers behind him to go. From Cowboy World Cowbar, the great Bob Berg is back to show us that classy spurring lick. Saw him first at Warwick Rodeo back in the early 70s. Here he is, Bobby Berg on a Kerry Hall bronc. Make him welcome and ride. This man just put it together in America. He spent a lot of money over there and won a bunch. Paid his way. What a great character. Give him a big hand and picked up by Stewie McPhee, Bob Berg. Just about to head back to the States and launch a brand new bareback rigging for the American guys that excited about this new adaptation of the bareback rig. We wish him well. 77 points. Well, that'll put some pressure on these guys that didn't need that young whippersnapper, just 38. Must have both feet in the irons. They must have one hand clear a leather. And this is the classic contest this time. Ronnie Wilson from Warwick takes another one out. Ride him, Ron. Hang in there, son. He's got the lick now. He bucked off King's Cross. He just couldn't handle King's Cross, but rode a lot of Australia's great bucking horses. Make him welcome, Ronnie Wilson. Out of chute number 2, sponsored by Knightsmeet. Ron Wilson gets the numbers from the judges. Jim Pearce of Toomer, Evan Houston of Melbourne, Kerry Hall, who has this complex available for any of your promotions, wherever you come from, and Graham Heffernan and Ian Allen. You're next on. Who we got here? This looks like Nelson Nunn from Quilby. Here's the little guy from the west of Queensland, doing it easy. Give him a big hand. Nelson Nunn hasn't changed a bit. Give that grinning cowboy a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Good to have his happy face here at the show. He's looking around at the cowboy saying, told you, Bucket, I can still ride one. What a great character. He works on the trucks and got a business that keeps him real occupied, but he can always find the time to get with his buddies. Nelson Nunn. Isn't that something? He just held that rein up there like he wasn't even pulling on the damn thing.
Let's go for something else.
That's 1973, huh? That was about the 3rd St Vincent's Rodeo. You would have seen Dougie here winning his points for that championship that year. Oh, big reds! And Doug says, well, bugger this. He said, I didn't come here to do anything dramatic like that. Woo, a wild one for the spanner. That won't phase that fella. That is just another day at the office for Dougie Spann. Here he is, Billy Hancock, ladies and gentlemen. He leans back, he said, I got to remember to do that. Come on, Bill, you can do it. One more time, head down, determination. They don't lose that, do they? He's lost nothing. Give him a big hand. He's gained a bunch of wisdom and skills on bucking horses. Give him a real big hand, Bill Hancock. And check with him at the Carlton Bar from 1 o'clock, because we've got a lot of catching up to do on Billy Hancock, where he's been, what he's doing these days, and what were the good ones he wrote. You can meet him and talk with him. All right, see this little guy. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, from Woodridge, Queensland, Doug Spann. Oh, down he goes, but gets out of the way. Give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a pretty sore wrist there. Ambulance, check him out. Old Spanner just sort of fell down hard on his right wrist. It might just need a little bit of rubbing. Doug doesn't lean on alcoholic beverages for his courage, but he'll get some good attention down there. I think he might have just sprained the old wrist again. But a good horse of Kerry Hall's that will be seen in action around this circuit here in Queensland and over the border. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up that Saddle Bronc segment.
Hey, look at this, boys and girls. There's Rusty. And he's got the famous Appaloosa mule called Bucksnort coming out of retirement for the Old Timers Rodeo. He's a good one, Russ. He's a good one.
I'll tell you what, Ted, I've had a new trainer on him and he's going a lot better now.
You've got a new trainer on Bucksnort. He's going a lot better. He's stopping good, rolling back and that stuff, huh?
You know who's had him? He's been up at Taroom.
He's been up at Taroom. Who's been training on him at Taroom?
Yogi Stevenson.